like it's my terrible hair day. Like it just looks so flat when I put it down. Normally it should look more like this. Wait, this, so that it looks better and it covers my forehead and also these sides of my face, but today it just looks bad and I'm just gonna cover it this way. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today it's the drumroll please, long-awaited video about me ranking my classes. I've only gone through freshman and sophomore year, so I have only 16 classes to rank. Okay, I just set up my chart, and here's my laptop, that's why I keep on looking over here. So I took Honors Algebra 2, Adobe Essentials, Economics, and Economics is only a semester class, so for the latter half of the semester I took Psychology, Honors Chem, and then Honors English 2, Honors World History, Honors Expo 2, which comes with Honors English 2, and then MUN. And for my sophomore year, I took Honors Pre-Calc, Honors Physics, both of them taught by the same teacher, AP Chem, AP Seminar, AP US Gov, Honors US History, and Honors Amlit, and then Honors Expo 3. Amlit and Expo 3 again tied together unless you're a junior or something. Let's get ranking. So for my rows, I have Orirayeye for the top one. That means I have no words for it. It's a great class. Would recommend. And the second row will be I like you, have a cupcake. And the third one will be yes, but no, which is more of a neutral term, even though it's still a no for me. It's for classes that are like, yes, I see the value in you, but I didn't like you, so still a no for me. And the fourth one would be wasted 3 Starbucks drinks on it. That means I was extremely sleep deprived, yet I still had to sit through that bullshit. And the last one would be Hakuna no Tata. That's from Hakuna Matata. I decided to rephrase it so that it sounds more delightful. So Adobe, when I was taking the class, I didn't appreciate it that much. I took the class because I thought it's really useful to know how to navigate the Adobe set. You must know how to use Photoshop. Like, it's a necessary life skill, and therefore I took it. And of course it taught me how to use Photoshop, but it also taught me how to use InDesign. It also taught me how to use Illustrator. So it's a really wholesome course. And for the first semester you learn how to use Photoshop. At least for my class, there were 2 classes. Another one taught by Mr. Kang. My class was taught by Miss Wendy. So for the first semester, you learn how to use Photoshop. And for the second semester, if you're recruited as a yearbook worker, then you work with InDesign more. But if you're not, you work with Illustrator more. So for this class, it's a 10 out of 10. Would recommend. 5 stars on Yelp. I'm gonna move Adobe to Orirayeye. Moving on, we have Amlit. Amlit stands for American Literature, and I actually liked it a lot. Like, originally when I heard that Amlit was going to be taught by Miss V, when I was like a rising sophomore, I was kind of devastated because I didn't have really good memories from her classes when I was in 8th grade because she threw tantrums a lot. But we cannot blame her because she's going through some hard shit at that time. But I was kind of surprised at how well the class actually turned out in my sophomore year because her mood was definitely uplifted, and I thank you BTS for that. Wait, I have to change my battery. Okay, I resuscitated. She actually got a lot better, and I really enjoyed her classes. I think I've gotten a lot out of it because her class is chronologically structured, so we learn literally literature from American authors from the colonial period to even the modern period, and I really liked some of the work. The Great Gatsby, I got it out of American literature, and Death of a Salesman, I think that was a surprisingly good play. So also would recommend the class, but you'll have to also sit through bullshit like Thoreau, that kind of thing. So it's a mix. So I'm gonna put you in I like you, have a cupcake. Next on is AP Chem. So I actually just got my AP score today, and that's why I delayed recording this video until today because I could not ascertain my stand before knowing my score. So here goes my AP score reveal clip. Okay, so I just realized that my AP scores are out and I'm hyper stressed because, you know, it's my first time taking APs and I thought it would come out at 7 p.m. And Oh my god. I literally screamed when a Discord group chat told me that the scores are out. I got a place! 姐，我全部都拿5哎！Okay, welcome back from my kinda monkey-ish reaction to that. AP Chem, the good score actually made me happier because in the first semester of the course it was really chaotic because our school had an issue with finding teachers, and because at that time COVID was breaking out in our country, so it was hard, and our class was online for the entire year, so we had to all sit physically in the same classroom, listen to an online course all together. It was almost like a cult. And because it was online, it was particularly hard to endure, and at that time I was really sad that Dr. Tu left. I was just not having it up with the teacher, because at first the content was not that challenging, but then once it got challenging, I was confused. So it was salty, angsty, and then confused, and then afterwards I was just kind of pessimistic. I was like, why did I take this course? I regret taking AP Chem. And afterwards, near April, we started taking mock tests. So that was actually when I started to gain more confidence about AP Chem, because taking mock tests really help you consolidate your knowledge, and it either gives you a confidence boost or it tells you what you need to improve on. So either way, it's a gain. So I really recommend future AP Chem students to take as many mock tests as you can and review from them, because if there's one study tip I learned from my dad, it would be that you should always go over mistakes you've made, because you're very likely to make them again, and you don't have to study things that you already know, so only study your mistakes. And that was what I did for AP Chem. But actually, I took AP US Gov and AP Chem, the exams on the same day. It was morning and afternoon, so I took the entire day before the exam day to review for US Gov, so I actually didn't spend that much time at AP Chem. Towards the end, I actually thought, once you get familiar with the acid-base unit, it wasn't that hard. I know it's a controversial opinion, but I think it really wasn't that hard. Even though it got easier towards the end, I still don't think that it was worth the chaos. Probably it was just for our class that it was chaotic in the beginning, and for future classes it might not be so bad, but for my experience, having to sit through an online school year was, it's a yes but no for me. Next on, we have AP Seminar. So for AP Seminar, I know it's part of the AP Capstone program. It contains AP Seminar and then AP Research. You have to take them not necessarily consecutively, but successively. You have to first take AP Seminar in order to take AP Research. It's this fabled class that it's prestigious and gets you special credit, gets you the capstone diploma and shit. So at first, being able to be recommended to that class was really an honor, but I knew that there was going to be a lot of coursework, and it was a lot, even though the teacher told us that he cut down on the workload. So in the first semester, it was super stressful because he hands us a lot of packages to read and telling us to decipher the argument. It was just really hard. Plus the fact that the first semester is usually the most seminar classes are on Monday and Thursdays, right? And track meets are on Mondays and Wednesdays. So sometimes I finish taking seminar, the teacher assigns some homework, and I go to track meet and come back home, and I'm just burnt out, and I have to lay on that lazy bone and rest because I was so sweaty, but I don't want to go to the shower, but I don't want to lay on my bed because I was sweaty. So I had to lay on that, somehow try to not fall asleep because I know there's so much reading from seminar. Or on Wednesdays, the next day is when the readings are due, and I just have to lie there with my track sweat and then try to compel myself to read, and it was just painful. My tip for future AP Seminar students is that you don't have to read every single package he hands you. Really, for real. I was just being too conscientious of a student to read through all the packages, but you don't really have to. Like, for most of the time, he only uses those packages for discussions. Surprisingly, in the second semester, the workload was not as much as the first semester, even though the AP season was creeping up. But I guess it was exactly because of that reason the teacher gave us more time to work on our project submissions, which are the IRR, the individual research report, and the IWA, the individual written argument. Oh yeah, individual written argument. Kind of like APCSP, you have to submit work to the AP Center for them to grade. Because we had to work on those projects in the second semester, he gave us more class time when you could slack off a little bit, so the coursework wasn't that strenuous. And after we submitted our reports and presentations, he gave us exam prep. So even though we had to turn in work, we still had to prep for exams. And I was scared because the exam was about deconstructing arguments, which he started preparing us since the beginning of the coursework with all those packages and articles. But I realized how heavy the percentages of the exams stand. Like, it was almost 45% of the 100% where they grade you from 1 to 5 from. So it's like 45% of that depends on the timed essays you write on the assessment. And it's scary because first, I don't do well on timed assessments, and second, you cannot know beforehand what the topic of the timed essay is going to be about. So it's really scary, and the wait for my score to come out was intimidating because the reports took me a lot of time, and I would hate for those scores to be dragged down only because I didn't do well on the timed essay. So I'm gonna give AP Seminar a wasted 3 Starbucks drinks. Because although I did learn a lot about deconstructing arguments and I'm generally a better writer at argumentative essays, it was just too much work, and I could have taken AP Macro, which I was definitely more interested in instead of AP Seminar. Moving on, we have AP US Gov. So AP US Gov, the full name is AP United States Government and Politics, I think. Some people call it AP GOPO, but we just call it AP US Gov. And it was kind of tricky in the beginning because at that time I hadn't taken US history before I took the class. I got like a B+ in the first quarter, but then I got a better grasp at US history because I was also taking US history in the same year, in my sophomore year. And later it corresponded so well with the US history content, so I could like just magically move my US Gov knowledge to my US history course. So sometimes on my like US history exams, I would write about things that I learned in US Gov, like the Constitution says something, or certain amendments guarantee certain rights. And it just helped me tremendously, and I cannot imagine taking US history without US government because they too, for me, is like the perfect package. Yes, so I really wholeheartedly recommend y'all out there to take US Gov and US History at the same time because they work together so well. So for US Gov, I'm gonna give it a warrior. So next we have chemistry. This is honors chem from my freshman year, so you have to take chemistry before you take AP Chem. And I have no words, I just loved Dr. Ju's class and her sporadic, subtle English accents. Like when she sometimes pronounced okay, like I don't know how to imitate that, but it's just like a British okay. And the way she says aluminium instead of aluminum. Her class really just made me fall in love with chemistry, and that's why I later took AP Chem, which I would have liked it more if she was the one to teach. But so for chemistry, I'm gonna give you I Like You Have a Cupcake because it was still a heavy content course. Like, it's not something that should I give it R? Because before I used to think, when I was in like a local school, I used to think of chemistry as something that is really alien to me because it's like the periodic table. You know, in Chinese you have to memorize all those Chinese terms like 氢氧化钠, or like I don't even know how to recite the periodic table in Chinese, but like local schools force students to memorize the periodic table and I just find it horrendous, you know. So like I never even thought about touching chemistry. But then coming into the school, perhaps it's not this class per se, it's like the American system, or just the fact that I learned better with English, that chemistry is has become really dear to me. I certainly like it, but it didn't teach me as much, like content wise, as AP US stuff. So I'm gonna put in I like to have cupcake.